ようございます。
ありがとう。
ありがと
ありがとう。
う。ありがと
ありがとうございます。
う。Better. ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm kind of treating myself to Japanese because I found me a solution which I was oblivious of regarding the nightmarish job of replacing ball joints on a classic Mini. And the solution to the problem came straight from Japan. Stick around, I'll explain the why and the how. Oh well, the time has come for me as well, since I'm basically taking everything apart from Bob to replace my ball joints which have picked up slack. Now, though that sounds like a pretty straightforward job, because in pretty much every normal car it is a very straightforward job, there's nothing normal on a classic Mini, as we're very well aware of, so that holds true for the ball joints. The ball joints on a classic Mini can be a very, very good reason for people to end up in the lunacy asylum. Why? Because though it looks like a straightforward design, the engineer who conceived this concept of a maintenance or a ball joint that can be, serviced in periodic intervals, he must have been sadistic and he must have put real efforts in creating a ball joint that would guarantee sheer torture and frustration for all 5.5, I think, million classic Mini owners out there worldwide. The reason for that is, first of all, this ball joint is not one completed assembly. You buy it as brand new, comes in a little bag, and everything is in pieces. So you got the cup, and then you got the male part, and then you got this little cup onto which it sits, and if it's the lower one, you got a retaining spring which holds everything in place and preloaded on the car. Now, as if that wasn't enough, this is not a plug and play assembly. Once you got all these pieces in, provided you don't drop anything on the floor, you don't have a spring rolling away behind the corner of a shelf or a table or down the drain or God knows where, and you lose your you know what, you have to adjust them. And in order to do so, Austin produced and manufactured a complete set of shims which are there to drive you absolutely mad, because they come in different thicknesses. You never know what combination of thicknesses you're going to need for your car, because every car per side, top and bottom, have different amounts of wear. So there you go, thinking this is going to be a 1 hour job. 2 days later, or maybe half a day later, you're struggling in trying to create combinations of shims to make this work properly. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. So I started researching on the internet and trying to find if there was someone out there equally frustrated as I was that could have possibly come up with a better idea of a ball joint and a classic Mini. Luckily, people in Japan did. So there's this company, Classic Mini Japan, which replaced this hellish design of 1, 2, 3, 4 plus God knows how many shims with one ball joint. That's it. One complete plug and play item which you can buy, unbox, bolt it on your car, tighten it, and be done with it. That's it. You can go for coffee, you can go driving, you can do whatever you want, because people in Japan said, I have had enough of this lunacy. These are beautiful items. They look like a ball joint on any car. They come with threads to match the threads of a classic Mini, so you can just bolt it on. It looks beautiful, it feels really well made, and there are a couple of tricks you need to be aware of for these ball joints. First of all, when you buy one, there's instructions in here, and they are very simple and short, like all manuals should be, because there isn't much to it. They provide you with tiny shims, okay, which will go into the socket, and as the manufacturer says, include the shims so as to prolong the longevity of these ball joints. So if you forget them, you skip them, they will still work, they will not last as long. Put them in and they will basically go, I think they will guarantee them for 10 years or 50,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. If you can get 50,000 kilometers out of the original design, tell me how, because I don't think that's going to happen. Now, back to the point. Once you get your shims sorted out, there's one thing people need to be aware of. Before I proceed, I need to make absolutely clear I'm not sponsored or supported in any way by Classic Mini Japan, but I'd love to. I just love their product. They made my life so much easier, and it's so well made that if you're not aware of it, you should be aware of it. Go put that on your Classic Mini. It's beautiful stuff. Now, enough of babbling. If you want to install them, of course you need a socket, but in using the socket to tighten and untighten it, it is a very, very tight fit with the rubber boot or the gator boot, however you want to call it. So you have to be able to remove that. In order to do that, you gotta remove these blue springs, sorry, the sexy blue springs, and do that without using any metallic tools because they're very simple to remove. You do not want to cut through the rubber boot. Here's the top one, the retaining spring. Now the lower one, it's a coiled up spring, so how I do it, because I got long nails for playing the guitar, is I'll just clip it open with my finger and then I'll start turning while keeping the spring, pushing the spring, and on the other side with my other finger I'm pulling the boot up a bit, and if you keep on going round it will come off. Do not use a screwdriver, because if you get sloppy with a screwdriver and that slips from your fingers, it will go straight through the rubber boot, and you do not want that to happen. So there you go, spring it out, and then you just pull the boot out, and that's what a ball joint should have looked like since 1959. There you have it. That's how you remove it. Let's put it all back together. You reverse the process in a sense, but, and if I can get this off without hurting myself, there you go. Now, the top retaining spring must go on the rubber boot before you install everything on the ball joint shaft. I mean, it will still go, but it will not be the easiest of jobs you will have done in your life. But if you do it without the shaft in place, ta-da, done. So you got the top spring on, use just a wee bit of oil. That's me turning Scottish again. And again, that was 5 years in Edinburgh. You slide the rubber boot on. Ah, it just went. Oil just a wee bit more. And then you get the top spring, and you can just slide that on. Actually, you can turn it. Almost there. There you go. And this is now ready to be installed. You're done. Put a set of these in, Bob's your uncle. That has solved an immense problem of me being worried about how many times would I have to take my ball joints apart while driving through Turkey, Iran, Pakistan, India, Myanmar, and eventually making it to Thailand. With this setup, I'm tempted to not even bother getting this socket with me because it's extra space, extra weight, but this should take me all the way to Thailand. I'm pretty sure it will. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like my content and my lunacy of planning a trip on a classic Mini from Greece to Thailand, do like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next episode of the Mini Diaries, which will be coming out very soon. Until then, take care of your fantastic selves, and to classic Mini Japan, arigato. Thank you so much for this.